Ira mother is behind bars tonight after police say she brought her 2-year-old son into a store wearing only a diaper during the latest cold snap. Last week, 26-year-old Cambria Darby was caught on camera shopping with a toddler in 20-degree weather at the Walmart on Hanley Boulevard. That video has since gone viral. Byram officials arrested Darby. She is charged with child neglect. Child Protective Services placed the child in the custody of a relative.
Yeah, don't do that. Somebody call police.
No, what's wrong with you?
Somebody call police on her.
Who are you? Lower my voice.
Lower your voice. Who are you?
Get out that man's face, please.
Welcome to the podcast, It2 Podcast, the acronym meaning, is it important to you? If it is, it's no judgment. If it isn't, there's no judgment. We can voice how we feel respectfully. So we just want to talk about really quick. I saw the news about a young mom, 26 years old, in Byram, Mississippi, last week when it was freezing cold, a week of the 17th, January 17th, it was cold. I mean, it was like in the 20s in some places, in the teens. She was in Walmart shopping. She had on a sweater, a hat on her head, a bonnet on her head, jeans, while her 2-year-old sat in the shopping cart, basically with just a diaper on. And then she was throwing cold, frozen food on the baby. The baby was shaking. And other Patreons, they started to confront her about this. She had a nasty attitude. What are your thoughts on watching this video with this mom behaving this way?
Okay, for first, she wasn't throwing it on him. She put it in the cart, and basically, that coldness from those freezer items are making him more cold.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't throwing it on him though. Like the people's like, oh, she's throwing it on him, like she's hitting him with it. No. She was she's wrong, but I'm just correcting what they're saying. She wasn't blatantly throwing it on him. She put it in the cart, and by it being a freezer item, it made it way more colder for him. And I know how it feels to be next to something that's from the freezer. But she already had these problems before, so she didn't care. Cause she said in that video, "Oh, I done got the police called on me 2 times. All you got, and I keep passing. All you got to do is have running water." She said something like she passed maybe the living requirements of taking care of a child, or being able to keep your child. She said that. She said, "I got it called on me 2 times already. All you need is this and that." So she didn't care. She already knew she knows she's a bad mother. She know that. She was just sitting there like, I don't care. And then she's laughing. Then she bent over and twerked.
Right. And this goes, I know people may not agree with me, but having all these kids, it just, some women have never been diagnosed with a mental illness. And a lot of them are mentally ill. And then on top of that, they're having child after child after child. Where was the father at? Why would you bring a man's child out there in the freezing cold with a diaper on? I bet you any money she would have had that. She would rather have that child like that in Walmart than to have that child with his father. But just having child after child after child, and to know that she has already had CPS called on her, and she really didn't care. If you look, you'll see another patron on a wheelchair motor scooter in Walmart. She actually bought the child some clothes, started putting the child on some clothes, and she sat there on her phone. She wasn't thanking the lady or anything.
She didn't even care. Some people, this how I know she don't care. Like, she doesn't care about her child at all. Yes, somebody's helping you, but some people don't even like strangers touching their child. The fact that I'm only thinking about it because whenever the day comes, if I ever decide to have children, I wouldn't want no random person just touching my child, like just getting them dressed. Like, why are you touching them? She just said it. She don't even care. Like, it was just like careless. She was just sitting there like, oh, just letting the lady dress her son. So imagine what she let other people do, like just take him or let him go, just let anything happen.
Hmm.
I'm saying the lady is right for dressing the child, but I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like some people
Well,
be like, "Oh, don't touch my child." Like they be ignorant, or they'll be like, "Oh, don't touch my child." Blah
well,
blah
that's
blah. She
one
was
thing
just
that she
sitting
did
there.
do right by letting this lady put some clothes on
Yeah, at least she let her
this
put
little
clothes
boy,
on him. Yeah,
because
yeah, that was
she,
good.
in my opinion, she's an unfit mother. Her child needs to be taken away from her. Nothing can be, no, nothing can
She probably
be,
doesn't care that
no.
they took him though. She probably
And if she
wants.
doesn't care after you have a 2-year old, and if you don't care, you're an unfit mom, because it was 20 degrees. No mother in their right mind would have their
She
child
wants the
out like
child to be
this.
taken. She wanted that to
So
happen.
if and if that's the case, she should have gave him up when they first CPS first came. If she wanted that child taken, let him go with the father. And that's another thing with these laws these
If it
people
was a
got.
father, if it
The
is,
mom, that's the moms have 100% sole custody if you're not married to the man. In some states, I'm not sure, and I think it's completely unfair. Like, you see, when CPS, the child was taken and they gave him to the aunt, if the father would have been there and not the aunt, do you know CPS would have tried to take that child from the father just because she was not married to the father?
yeah,
Because they if you're not married, you don't have 50% custody of the child. I found this out working with a client.
you
When
have.
they said they went, the mom was on drugs, the dad went to go get the child from the hospital, he got the child. Do you know CPS came and took the child from him and put her in foster care because they said he wasn't married to her and he had to fight for his child? I think
Yeah,
that's the
when yeah,
stupidest law
an
ever. Anything
unmarried.
could have happened to
That's
that little
crazy, but
girl.
an unmarried mother, whatever you call it, anybody that's unmarried, the father has absolutely no rights at all.
I don't think that's right, because you have some fathers that are really good out here and some mothers that use children as pawns. We can
Yeah,
talk, we're not gonna talk about that because a lot of people gonna get an attitude about it. But every child needs a father in their life. You know how you felt when you didn't have your father. Why do that to your child? If you love your child unconditionally, if you love your child, you do what's best for your child. And a two-parent relationship
you're
is what's
saying they
best for a
use
child.
children as pawns to manipulate men,
And right, or they keep them away.
manipulate
Yes, when they're
or
using them as a pawn, they're keeping them away, knowing that will hurt this man. But guess what? It hurt the man, but in the end, it really messes up your child. Let that man see his child, even if it's 1 2 days out the week. Every child deserves a father. But this girl, when she bent over and started twerking like that, that disgusted me. That child need to be taken from her and never given back. I don't care how nobody feels. My opinion, because if he could have died from hypothermia.
but that's the
So
thing. I
she
think
doesn't care.
she wanted him to she
Exactly.
wanted him she wanted that to happen. She was waiting for that to happen. It's
And
no
mark
way.
my words, watch they return that baby to her. If she did this like this, she doesn't care about that little boy. And why she was behaving this way, and then had a nerve to have attitudes with people who were just trying to honestly just, you know, criticize her, but
I
not
expected
in
that. If you don't
a
have
hateful
respect,
way.
you don't even have respect for your own seed. I don't expect you to have respect for nobody else around you.
Right. And it's just a sad. And then what makes it so bad, Walmart fired the employee that exposed this lady. Why would Walmart fire this lady?
That
I
was
mean,
wrong.
that's just so backwards. Yeah,
That
she
was
was.
wrong. That was wrong on a genuine level, but probably legally, they probably fired her legally. I'm sure.
Mhm.
I'm positive.
Mhm.
I'm sure they fired her legally just
Yeah,
because of different, probably different protocols. You never know. But on a
yeah, they
genuine
said it
level,
was
they're
something
dead
about
wrong.
the code of conduct or whatever. But imagine if people just would have minded their business and act like they didn't see this child. I bet you anything this child would have ended up deceased if nobody would have stepped in like
Mm-hmm.
this Walmart employee did and called the police. I think she had every right to do that because we have to protect our children because they're very vulnerable and children could be taken advantage of like this child was in 20-degree weather with no clothes, and the mom was fresh and warm and nice and
I just
snuggly.
know she was waiting for that to happen. There's no way around it. She
So
was
yeah,
waiting for the perfect time for them not to. She didn't think she was gonna go to jail. That's what it was. But she was waiting for the perfect time for them to take him. She just didn't think the tables would turn and she would go to jail.
and I think the father really needs to. That's these absent fathers really. It's annoying. He really needs to take charge in this situation and go fight for his child to get his child. I hope he really does this because if they return his child to her, I don't see anything good happening in the future with this child. And the state, it'll be blood on their hands for returning this child if that child ends up deceased in her custody. So let us know what you guys think about this case in Mississippi. 26-year-old mom. She was arrested, thank God, having her child in 20-degree weather with just a diaper on with and she has on warm clothes and then had an attitude with people that confronted her about it. Leave your thoughts and please like, share, subscribe to the channel, and thank you guys for listening.